Hello there, I'm the Biz Manager and welcome back to Satisfactory, my friends. Now, today I would like to get the first stage of our space elevator factory rolling, the floor where we are going to produce the smart platings. But before we get along and do that, as per usual, in between episodes I did a little bit of beautification. I just completed the road, make sure that this road is up to pioneer standards with lighting and protection to make sure that nothing bad happens. And I added just a couple of details like walls and stuff like that. I also constructed the first floor over here just to make sure that we have the space that we need. Now, I was thinking... Oh, it's that flying creature. I was thinking, and well, we need a place to put our space elevator, right? And so I thought maybe we could put it like over here, get a separate platform for the space elevator, right? Which is offset from the main platforms of the factory, just by like a couple of tiles, right? Just to make it look a little bit bigger. And I also added a motor pool for this factory, because I'm pretty certain that we are going to need plenty of tractors. I think that we are going to give different colors to different tractors that supply different factories. So we have the orange tractors that go for this foundry, right? So this one is going to have red tractors, and you know, I'm pretty certain you can spot which one is my trusty tractor, right in the middle of the motor pool. Well, let's just say I built them mostly for decoration purposes than anything else, but still, you know, they're there. When we need them, they are ready to roll. But yeah, my friends, today's focus, smart plating, so let's take a look at that, shall we? The hell? Oh, for a moment I thought, what the hell did I do? Why is this not building? So, in here, we are going to have our smart plating, right? So this time, instead of just inputting a bunch of stuff and see what happens, I thought we should probably set a set amount of production per minute. And I think we are going to go for 10 items per minute. You know, 10 plates, 10 frames, and 10 of these things, the smart wire. So in here we are going to need 5 of these thingies, which then we can just replicate backwards into the respective amount of other machines that we are going to need, which I should probably do right now. So just give me a moment while I put down a bunch of machines that I will then proceed by deconstructing, so that I can reconstruct them again somewhere else. But yeah, final product, we are going to have 5 of them, because, you know, we produce 2. That's the wrong recipe, Base Manager. For a moment I thought, what the hell? We produced 2 of these bad boys, so we need 5 of these. Now let's replicate these backwards and see with how many machines we end up with. Well, my friends, this is a lot of machines just to get 10 smart plates per minute, but well, I'm pretty certain this is how much we are going to need, right? So let's take a look at this backwards. Let's try to fall down. Can I fall down without hurting myself? Thank you. There we go. So, in order to get 10 plates per minute, right, we need 5 of these machines, because, you know, 5 times 2 equals 10, that one is easy. And it is also easy to get the recipes, because we need 10 of these, 10 of these. Nothing out of the ordinary, right? For the plates, we have 5 per minute, meaning we need 2 machines, so that's also pretty easy, which means we need 60 plates, 120 screws. This one, pretty simple. To get the 60 plates that we need 3 of these machines, because each one produces 20, and when it comes to smelters, this is a 1-for-1 ratio, so we're cool there. Then what do we need? We need the screws. 120. 120 also means 3 of these machines, because 3 times 4 equals the 120 that we need. That's pretty simple. And 30 iron rods. Look at that. Pretty simple math over there, because each one of these produces 15, and it's 15 ingots, and therefore we only need one of these machines. Damn that thingy, I will have to find a way to kill that thingy, always interrupting me. But yeah, one smelter is capable of producing all of the iron that we need for this particular line. Oh, I forgot the smelters for this one. Oh no, I did not. Don't be dummy. I'm sorry, my friends, today I'm a tad bit tired, but you know, it's one of those days. My brain is just not working perfectly. In any case, moving on, in here we have the rotor part. So we also need 10 rotors. Rotors are a little bit more complicated to build, shall we say, because we are producing 4 per minute. 4 is not exactly super, you know, easy to turn into 10, but oh well. This one produces 4, this another one produces 4 equals 8, and this one will underclock it to 50% to produce 2 rotors equaling the 10 rotors that we need, and then we can just, you know, divide this input by 2 as well. But I'm pretty certain that for easy sake I just build the machines taking consideration that that is not at 50%. So what do we need? We need 300 screws, 60 iron rods. I know that we need a little bit less, but once again, for simplicity's sake, let's just pretend we don't. Okay, so yeah, 300 screws and those 60 rods, right? Well, that one is a tad bit more complicated. Well, the rods not so much. We just need to put, you know, 4 of these bad boys. 4 of these bad boys will produce the iron rods that we need, and to provide the ingots for this one, we only need 2 smelters. This one is pretty easy. Now the screws, not so much, because we are producing 40 per minute, and that kind of messes with things a little bit. So if we go into our trusty calculator and we go like this, divided by 40, we have 7.5. In this case, we are going to have 7 machines, with the final machine overclocked by 50% to give that a little bit extra that we need to equaling the 300%, which technically speaking we don't need, but for simplicity's sake we'll pretend that we do. Right? Right. And then that is going to translate in 75 iron rods. Why? Really? Because we need 10 per minute, right? But if we have 7.5 machines and each machine needs 10, we need 75 iron rods per minute. Given that we produce 15 per minute over on this side, well, we only actually need 5 of these machines. Pretty simple. And then to provide the enough iron ingots for all of these machines, we actually need 3 smelters, with one of them being underclocked, with one of them also being underclocked into 15, because you know, this is a 1-to-1, so we also need 75. Each one of these produces 30. 30 plus 30 equals 60, plus the underclocked one, which is just 15, equals the 75 ingots that we need. Boy, there we go. So now all we have to do is put all of these machines in logical order, which is simpler said than done. But the idea would be to... Oh, really? Really, Pioneer? Where is the ladder? Right there. Come on, Pioneer. We have things to do. Come on, hurry up. Time is money. Even though we don't have any money on this planet. But we have tickets. But if we think about it that way, the more time we take, the more tickets we have. So losing time is money on this planet? I don't know. It doesn't matter. But as I was going to say, I want to organize this in a sensible fashion, right? Instead of just having the modules, right? Like, for example, having that part segregated from that part. I just want to have all the smelters in one area, all the constructors in the other one, or at least, you know, the constructors making the rods in one place, the constructor making the screws in another, and the constructors making the plates in another. Then all of those inputs get combined in a ginormous spaghetti monster into the assemblers, which then spew the final inputs necessary to produce the plates, probably around there or something of those likes. And then we take the belts through the side, you know, through this side into that platform where the space elevator is going to be. That would be the idea. Of course, that going from idea into practice sometimes is not as easy as one imagines, but you know, it's one of those things. You'll never know if you don't try, and now it's time for me to start trying. Alright my friends, for this smelting array we have all the machines compacted over here, and guess what? By the way, I didn't plan this, but by doing things this way we have 9 smelters over here, and guess what? If we multiply 9 by 30, which is the amount of iron that this thing produces and consumes, we have 270, which is the amount of resources this thing can transport. Ain't that great? Would you look at that? Perfect! 1 full belt of iron going in and 1 full belt of iron coming out. That is going to simplify things greatly for us. So yeah, moving on. Next in line, we need to split those resources in a way that I have no idea how am I going to do that. But I suppose I will find out. Let's put the rods and plates in the same level, and then we'll need to split both rods to go into the assembly area and towards making screws. Not fun at all. Well, my friends, this time I'm thinking about doing things a little bit different. Instead of just having the machines in a floor, right? One floor just dedicated to machines, how about we make small rooms for the things being produced, right? Like, for example, we would have our smelting room right here, which we would then enclose, obviously, and take the other 2 belts going to that way, 1 belt going into that way, towards the plate room right here, right? The plates get produced over here, then they get sent into the next thingy of production, and that way we would be able to have corridors in between the different rooms, and then we would have the belts going through the middle of corridor, and I don't know, I think that is going to look pretty nice in the end, and I'm going to replace most of these walls with windows, so that we can, you know, take a look at the machines working and whatnot. But right now, my silica is extremely limited, and just to make markings, I will just, you know, do the markings with the regular walls, and I will then replace them with the windows during the beautification stage, right? But pretty much this would be something along these lines, right? There we go. Ain't this beautiful? We are going to try and get at least a 2 by 2, a 2 wide corridor for our own personal use. Yeah, that's pretty much how I am. Jesus, English difficult. How I am envisioning things. But yeah, that is the plate room. Now we need a room for 11 rod machines. And then 11 screw machines. Those rooms are going to be significantly bigger. But oh well. Let me just lay down all of those machines and see what I can come up with. I gotta be honest, my friends, I'm starting to like how things are turning out in here, cause yeah, I just tinkered with things a little bit. I don't know if you recalled, we needed like a bunch of things which was at either 7.5, which means we would either overclock or underclock. I just forgot about all of those things. We are going to be producing that extra 0.5 because no one will need to kinda, you know, no one needs to know that we are overproducing and being inefficient, right? Who cares about 0.5 inefficiency? Symmetry in this case is a little bit better. Even though I am a big fan of asymmetry, we can have asymmetrical rooms with symmetrical machines inside of them, right? I think that is far better because it's also way easier to organize. So we have our smelting array right there. That smelter is going to be splitting its output 3 ways. The split is actually precisely what we need. We don't need to mess with the splitters or anything. So 1 belt goes over there, 2 belts go over there, right? 1 belt goes into the plate production, which we already had taken a look at, and the other 2 come into the iron rod production over here. The belts come down via the Mark III elevators, and then they get splitted across the array of machines. Then all of the machines combine their inputs into the middle. And then, come on, I had an almost epic jump, but okay, thank you. Let's be unepic, because that's cool and all. Then, in here, we are going to have 180 things being produced, rods, right? And then, because we need to have 4 machines worth of outputs going into the rotors and 8 going into the screws. I was just checking in my my notes over there. We can once again split this thing 3 ways without major confusion, right? 1 belt goes towards the rotors, the 2 other belts go towards the screws, which is what we have right there. They come through the side into these little ports, and then they get fed into the machines, which are arranged in the same fashion as that room over there, right? We overflow the rods into the machines, and then the machines output their stuff into this thingy over here. Now, because we are going to be producing, I believe it's 480 screws per minute, we need to bring it into 2 different belts. But guess what? That actually favors us considerably, because we need 120 screws to make the reinforced plates. And if we divide 480 by 2, that's 240, and if you divide 240 by 2, that's 120, precisely the amount of stuff that we need. So all we need to do is, for example, we split this belt, 50% going into the plate production, and the other 50% just moving forward into the assembly area, and yeah, into the rotor thingy, yeah, and yeah, I think that's actually, you know, pretty damn useful. Having the extra machine makes things so much simpler that I can't believe I was considering not having them. But the construction part, my friends, is now done, and we must move on into the assembly part. We must have a specific room for plates and another specific room for the rotors, which we are going to get right in here, in this big space that we have for us. I mean, this is more than enough. I'll probably need to make something up to, you know, occupy all of that space, and then all of the outputs will combine in a large room over here, which is going to be producing a whopping 10 smart plates per minute. Yay! So many smart plates, I know, fantastic. But well, my friends, enough talking, time to get building. Alright, my friends, auxiliary assembly parts done. We have our 2 rooms fabricating reinforced plates and rotors right there, right? 2 assemblies for the reinforced plates, 3 assemblies for the rotors, right? So in here we have our inputs coming in. We have the screws, right, coming from all the way over there through that ginormous belt and into this room right there. and that gets inputted in the bottom, and the plates come from the top, get split, they get splitted over there, so that we have a few more belts going around, and then they get inputted from the top. This one is pretty simple, nothing out of the ordinary. We merge both of those things, and then we send the reinforced plates that way into that corridor. Over on this side we have the rotors, and the rotors were a little bit more complicated because they required just a little bit more belt. Nothing major, but at the same time it's one of those things. We have pre-splitted all of the screws, right? Oh no, am I stuck? No, I'm not stuck. So we pre-split the screws right there. Each line is carrying 120, even though it only needs, these ones only need to carry 100. We are, like I said, we are overproducing just a little bit. It doesn't really matter in the grand scheme of things. This one needs to be 120, but these ones only need to be 100. Not really a major concern. But yeah, they get pre-splitted over there. They come through here, move on top of the corridor, and through the bottom they go. Nothing too fancy. Now this one is for the rods. The rods are being transported from, you know, the rod fabrication unit right there. Things are getting a little bit confusing, but yeah, we have our screws over here and our rods over here. We have split this thing two ways for the screws. The third one is supposed to go towards, you know, the rotors. Just to make things a little bit more simpler, this is how I'm transporting things. They move towards the next room, and in here they get transported into the bottom belt, into the bottom floor I mean, and then they get raised a little bit just to go pretty tucked with the other line over there. Then they go into the next room over here. They get pre-splitted on the top so that we have a few more belts going in, and you know, I even put these conveyor wall mounts securing the splitter just to make sure it doesn't fall. You know, you never know, right? And then pretty simply we just have each belt going into each line, and in the end all of them get merged, sent into there, and just like we have in the other corridor, we stack them on the wall on top of each other like so. Pretty simple. Nothing out of the ordinary. I just tried to make things look a little bit busier. Like I said, this room had too much room, right? So that's why I kind of wanted to have as many belts as possible to occupy all of that room and make it look as busy as possible. So yeah, of course that in the end we'll replace all of those walls with windows and whatnot, but for now we don't really have the silica. Now we are only missing one thing, which is the final assembly room right here to make the smart platings, combining all of those inputs into smart platings. I mean, and then we send it into the space elevator. Oh boy, my brain is getting tired, my friends, but I'm already almost done with this, so yeah. Yeah. So let me just build 5 of these bad boys in a row, put the inputs in one end and collect the outputs in the other, and we're going to be done. Oh my friends, this thing is looking more beautiful by the minute. I can't stop myself from looking at this beauty. Oh boy, so yeah, my friends, in here we have our assembly area making the final product, which is the smart plating, finally. Oh, I forgot to connect that. I always forget to do something, but well, that doesn't really hurt us too much. Let's go, connect those things, and yeah, in this I'm trying to, in each assembly room, do things slightly different, you know, methods of loading the machines, and in here I selected the trusty old 2 splitters on top of each other, because it's actually the simplest one, and I wasn't really bothered getting another one. In any case, my friends, well, as we already know, we have the 2 final inputs over there, which is the reinforced platings, and the rotors coming through there. They then come into this room through those openings, and they get sent into their respective lines. Then the smart platings get collected right there, and well, how we are going to put it over there, I don't know. I still don't know where I'm going to put the space elevator at, so this part is yet to be determined. But my friends, right now The only things left to do is bring a belt of iron right there, and bring power right here to all of these things. And well, after that, everything should kick into life. So how about we take care of that right now? For the iron... Whoa, that was freaky. For the iron is quite simple. Well, where am I going? Where am I going? Where am I going? Come on, base manager. Come on. For the iron is quite simple, my friends. We just need to go downstairs, break open one iron node of the many that we have available to us. Alright, let's go, let's run, and let's tag that iron. So many iron nodes, holy Jesus, this is so beautiful. Let's see, let's tag this one because it's close to the power node and, you know, therefore easier for me to get going. Please tell me that you're pure. Yes, you are. Oh, wait. This node is once again inhabited, apparently. And as per usual, I forget the portable miners because, of course, I would. Why wouldn't I? Please, I don't even have the blades. Are you joking? You're joking, man. Please don't do this to me. There we go. Done, done. We don't need it anymore. Thank you. Let's go plow this thing right... Well, okay, so if that is the platform, we want to bring the iron into that edge over there. Don't we have any node closest to that location? Let's take a look. No, this is the closest one. Okay, that's fine. I'll find a way. I'll find a way. Well, my friends, when it comes to the iron, we are almost there. Let me just connect that wire over there, and that means these things should start going. Beautiful. We just need to put one power shard right there and make sure that we are producing the 270 units of iron that we require. Beautiful. In fact, let's just go crazy. I mean, we are wasting more power that way. Maybe not. Okay, let's try to be efficient. Okay. That's fine. Alright, so we have our iron coming through here, a belt a little bit through the forest, right? But, you know, the forest covers it up, it doesn't really matter, but when it comes to bringing it upstairs, I think I actually found a pretty neat solution, right? We'll just build a resource spire right here that is also going to allow us to bring further inputs into this thing in the future, right? We just go through here, through a floral right there. That's my construction platform, but I think it's going to be pretty useful as well for other things. I just built that over there because, you know, construction requires thingies, and sometimes when you want to build, you have to build a little bit of scaffolding here and there. You know, but yeah, we connected upstairs, and now we just need to move it through our through our spaghetti floor a little bit, align it perfectly with the port on the first layer, and then, you know, transport it over there. Let me connect all of the power, and once we are ready to connect everything, I'll bring you guys back. Well, my friends, for the moment that we all been waiting for, it is time to kickstart this entire thing. So we already have the iron coming over here, right? We brought it through there, goes around and scoots over there, bam, 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 into the smelting array it goes, right? Everything is ready, but completely unpowered. Oh, as per usual, my friends, I completely forgot to put the recipe in everything. Of course, nothing is going to work if we don't put any recipes in it, right? So give me just one moment. With all of the recipes inputted into the buildings, my friends, that was a small thing that I completely forgot. There is only one thing left to do, my friends. The moment we connect this line to that line, everything should come into life. Should is the proper term, but here we go. Let's analyze one room at a time, shall we? Let's take a look over here. Is everything operational? That appears to be the case. Beautiful. Now, as per usual, because we are using an overflow system, you know, the first machine must fill up so that the second machine can fill up, so that the third machine can fill up, so on and so forth. So, you know, it's going to take a little bit of time until everything kicks into full gear, but well, in here we can see a full belt, a full Mark III belt before it gets splitted. And speaking about splitting, let's go into the next room where the plates are being produced. And oh, forgot this one, friends. I forgot this one. I'm so sorry. Sorry. There we go. There is always something that I forget, right? But, you know, that's life. That's life for you, right? So in here we have our plates being produced. Not a lot of plates, but, you know, enough for what we need. And so they are being sent over here. And I don't have any entrance into this room, right? Yes, I have. There we go. So in here we have the plates coming in. And in here should be screws. Oh yeah, because, you know, we still need to wait a little bit for those screws to come into life, because this thing also needs to kick in. In here we have the rod, everything should come into life pretty soon. You know, we need to wait a little bit for the inputs to arrive, but everything should be okay? Question mark? Can I get a little bit of iron coming in this way, please? Just a little bit, just so that I can confirm that everything is going okay. Beautiful. If the last machine works, all the other machines work as well, right? In here we have the screws also going at full force, which is great. Well, not yet full force until everything backs up, blah blah blah, we all know the drill. Can we get at least just one rod? Just one. If we get one rod, then although everything is working. Please? One rod for me. Well, you know, this one should also be well connected. Like I'm trying to confirm, because sometimes the belts connect to whatever, I don't know, and then the inputs don't move along, but well, we're going to trust that this time that is not going to be an issue. Right in here, come on, jump. In here we already have those things working, beautiful, beautiful. And then that means we should have the rotors. Yes, we have the rotors. The plates. The plates. Hello, plates. No plates yet? Oh yeah, we have plates. There we go. Beautiful. Awesome. Fantastic. And then we should have at least one smart plating over here. No? Not yet? Alright. It's just a couple of seconds, but yeah, my friends, everything is operational. Beautiful. I just need to look at it for a little while, make sure that everything is filling up correctly. All the belts are, you know, actually correctly connected, because sometimes they don't like to connect properly. And that's going to be it. I will beautify the place, you know, in between episodes, but for now, I think the purpose of this thing is done. Yeah. Oh, and by the way, I also brought the power through the middle corridor over here, and then we connected via the how are these things called again? Double wall outlets, and then they get distributed like so. Maybe there is not these ones, but the assembly areas I will probably redo once we have a ceiling. Because I think these lines are a little bit too stretched, but other than that, you know, it's just small visual thingies that annoy me more than anything. And yeah, like I said, in between episodes I'll do the beautification, but for now we are kinda done over here. Kinda, you know, we still need to put the space elevator and whatnot, but for that we need to deconstruct that one over there. I don't think we can have two of them, and yeah, that is going to require some traveling around. Well, my friends, look at this, we still have plenty of room over there left. If we wanted to have something else, which we, you know, we don't for this particular floor at least, but yeah, this thing is actually pretty cool. Hello, Mr. Flying Stingray. We have small factories within the floor of a factory, so these are technically factories within factory, a matryoshka of factories. Awesome. Yeah, pretty cool. Like I said, I'm going to observe for a little bit, but you know what would be great? You know, if I could find some freaking rock quartz, because I'm going to need a ridiculous amount of silica to make this thing. And apparently, I can't find anywhere in the world. I know there is a little bit of quartz right there, but I don't know if it is underground or not. I might just go take a look while we wait for this thing to start filling up all of the machines. Well, my friends, I think I found it, but I was bringing power over there because I think it's over there, and I'm hearing weird noises. There are strange, familiar, scary noises over here, and I don't know if I should be alone. I'm like, Jesus, what the hell is that thing? Oh, it's just one of these. Holy, I almost... Really? I got so scared for one of those things. Okay, that's fine. That's totally fine. Well, since we are already here, apparently I found one yellow power slug and a bunch of debris. Come here, power slug. I want you in my inventory. But yeah, I think these ones are surface quartz nodes. Yeah, nice. And they are pure, and please tell me that you are pure as well. Yes, nice. We have a bunch of quartz. What you want? You want to be destroyed? Do you really want to be destroyed? Come here. Don't run away from me. Huh? Who is spitting things now? That's what I thought. Well, my friends, for now, we are just going to have a very rudimentary system over here. Just producing us a little bit of silica into a box, nothing special. Come on, can't I find what I'm looking for? Please? Thank you so much, Jesus. Let's make this a Mark II just because we can. And yeah, now we're going to be producing a little bit of silica, putting it into a container, and from time to time we'll just come over here and resupply. Eventually, I'm pretty certain we are going to need to either put this into a truck, belt it somewhere, whatever, right? And because this thing is on the edge of a cliff, we can just bring the road either from, you know, from here into somewhere over there, or we bring it over this mountain and connect it over there, because the road actually turns a corner right there. We can see between the trees right there, right? We just needed to connect it like so. So it's actually rather simple if we need something in the future. But now that this thing is done, I'm just going to leave the this machine to produce us a little bit of silica, you know, over time, and I'll come back in here once I am ready to do the beautifications. I'm pretty happy that I finally found a bunch of quartz. That is definitely going to be very helpful in the future. But well, my friends, I think we have achieved today's objective and even more, with a little bit of silica just to top it off as a bonus. And yeah, this floor is now complete. We are producing the plates. This was a little bit of a... well, it was complicated at first, but once we got the flow going, it was actually pretty easy. It was just Tetrising out a bunch of machines into their individual rooms. And yeah, now in the next episode we are going to try and move into the next stage, which is going to be the frames. However, I can see one small problem occurring, because we are going to need to transport iron from our foundry into here. However, we can't move our trucks until we have coal over here, which means that we probably are going to start the next episode by going after the coal, so that we can refuel the trucks, because believe it or not, one full lap from here to the coal power plant, which is a shorter distance than the foundry, actually consumes more than 100 coal. Yeah, like one journey from here to there consumes roughly, I would say, 60 to 70 coal, so we need to refuel the trucks on both destinations in order to, you know, make it feasible. Otherwise the trucks are just going to stall midway and it's going to be a mess. But with all of that said, my friends, today's objective is complete, and I think this is going to be it for today's episode. So, with all of that said, I hope that you have enjoyed this episode and that you are enjoying the series so far. If you are, please consider subscribing and help the channel grow. But in the meantime, this is the Base Manager signing out. Bye bye!